This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz right here on Radio Cayman. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and in this short segment of the Thursday edition of the Business Buzz, we put the spotlight on continuing a series of interviews with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, and the topic this morning is Neighbourhood Watch programs and their benefits. I'm pleased to be joining me in studio by Sergeant Pompey, Sergeant responsible for the district of Boddentown. He's brought along with him PC Morgan, community beat officer for the Washington Boulevard area. And he's also brought PC Jodianne Powery, police media officer, to delve into this very important topic. And I hope that you'd be enlightened, informed, and encouraged to get involved to make this community effort, along with various government stakeholders, a success one. Now, the Tuesday and Thursday edition of Radio Cayman's Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by greenturtle.ky and Cayman Medical Supplies. Without further ado, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really looking forward to these series and very important topics. We're hoping that maybe you'd have some statistics of any burglaries or anything that was going on over the Christmas holidays. Hopefully it's good stuff to report. But let's just go into what really is, before we get into stats, please, if you're able to. Go into what is a Neighbourhood Watch program so people would understand for the misunderstanding, nosy neighbours, nosy, you understand? We just want to get it from a community perspective. What is a Neighbourhood Watch program?
There are so many definitions of the Neighbourhood Watch program, but it's really a group of people living in the same area who wants to make their neighbourhood safe. Mm-hmm. And this is done by working together in conjunction with law enforcement. And that law enforcement, of course, in the Cayman Islands would be the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. The idea of this is to reduce crime and the fear of crime. So to sum it all, that's exactly what the Neighbourhood Watch is.
How many years since this program has been offered here in the Cayman Islands?
Neighbourhood Watch has been around for quite some time. We have had times when we had to revamp what we were doing. Mm-hmm. I remember in 2008, it was actually the Community Policing Department, which was then turned to Neighbourhood Policing Department. And recently, within the last year or so, we have gone back to Community Policing Department. In terms of the watch itself, it's quite a number of years that we've been having this in the Cayman Islands. I remember in 2004, after Hurricane Ivan, we launched one of the first in Secret Gardens, which is just off somewhere close in Georgetown, the Secret Garden area. That was where we actually started pushing out a lot in terms of Neighbourhood Watch.
And what posed that? What was the cause of
this?
That
Was after the Hurricane Ivan, where there were lootings and so on, and there wasn't any electricity. People were in fear that crime is going to happen in the area, and how could we combat this? Then we need to rally the community together, and so the Community Policing Department decided, well, let's try it right here, and that's where we started.
Now, when we look at Neighbourhood Watch programs, it goes far beyond erecting signs.
Oh, yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Sabrina, because gone are the days when people hear about Neighbourhood Watch and the first thing they think about is a sign. Mm-hmm. So people will meet you and say, I need a Neighbourhood Watch in my area because we don't have any sign. And right away, they are thinking Neighbourhood Watch is just a sign. Neighbourhood Watch is way beyond a sign. You're going to have the persons who want to be involved in Neighbourhood Watch. You're going to have those who are going to put up the challenge. And as I said before, and I will say it again, until they become victims of crime, then people understand, it's important for us to join a neighborhood watch. Mm-hmm. So in the Cayman Islands, the police department try their best within all districts to educate people on the importance of neighborhood watch, the reduction of crime, the reduction of the fear of crime, getting to know your neighbors, because you would be surprised, that Mr. X lives next to Miss Y and they actually don't know each other's name.
Correct.
Neighborhood watch is one of the ways in which we can get this done, because everybody is going to know each other, whether it's through the WhatsApp group, through the community meetings, whatever forum there is. Mm-hmm. People get to know each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you look at the role for the RCIPS in neighborhood watch programs, in collaboration with the community, it's obviously that you will require the participation of those residents and not rest it solely on the shoulders of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service.
Yeah, you're right. And that again brings me to the point where people tend to think that neighborhood watch is something that is organized by the police for the police. The police benefits in that, when we have a reduction of crime, mm-hmm. we are happy. But it's really a program that is organized by the community for the community, where people look out for one another. There are persons who are retired who are going to be home pretty much almost all day. There are persons who are going to be off island, leaving their home pretty much, you can say, vulnerable because nobody is there. And this is where their input is very important, mm-hmm. in collaborating together with the police and the community. Let's work together so that at the end of the day, you are safer at home and the police gets less case files to do.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
What kind of success have you had with the neighborhood watches as it relates to the various districts and if you would mind?
And I guess that brings us to stats.
Right. So as it relates to the correlation between neighborhood watch and crime in Cayman Islands, I know a lot of people may know because it was very popular in the media that Bodden Town had a great spate of burglaries about 2 years ago and even into 2017. And since then, Bodden Town now has 14 neighborhood watches.
14.
Pompey?
Yes, that's correct.
14 neighborhood watches, and there has been a significant reduction in burglaries. Now, I'm not saying that neighborhood watches are the only reason for the reduction in crime, because it helps because it's a partnership between the community, the neighborhood officers, as well as the investigators that investigate these burglaries that cause good results in the arrest and charge of burglars, mm-hmm. as well as the reduction in burglary itself because of suspicious activities being reported to the police.
Right.
And Sabrina, if I could add to that, let's look at Bodden Town, for example. Mm-hmm. I remember in October of last year, Jody and I did a media presentation where we had to do a research on the number of burglaries between that period, 2017, so that January to October 2017, compared to January to October 2018. Mm-hmm. And we found that there was a great reduction of 52 burglaries. So in 17, there was 117. Mm-hmm. And in 18, there were, I think it was 68 or 60, something like that.
68.
Now, we are not saying that it's neighborhood watch is the only contributing factor to this. But it forms part of why we have such a reduction.
But you look at the timeline, it must have some positive impact on
definitely.
The timeline just making sense.
Definitely.
It's no coincidence.
Exactly.
Because coincidences just don't happen when it comes to crime.
Right.
And the thing with the community policing department is that we don't work in silo. We don't work by ourselves. We work with other agencies, internal and external. Internal, we have CID. We have all the patrol shifts. So we bring them in on what we are doing. In Bordentown, we have 5 shifts, patrol shifts. And we meet with the sergeants. We discuss ideas. How can we combat this? If we see a pattern is happening in a particular area, what is the best approach? We meet with CID and the same thing. And so because of that collaborative effort, we are able to reduce crime.
Excellent. Now, what can residents in these areas or in areas get involved? How can they get involved to establish neighborhood watches, you feel?
Well, the thing about it is, in order for a neighborhood watch to be erected in any area, you have to have interested people who prioritize their safety and the safety of their community. So that's the first thing that you need. People who are interested, a group of people in a community that is interested in having a neighborhood watch because enough is enough and they don't want crime in their area. And then after that, all you have to do is go on our website, www.rcips.ky. You go on our beat page and you look at the different beats that we have. We have 14 beats.
Explain what you mean by beats.
A beat is an area of the island that is covered by a neighborhood watch officer. A neighborhood policing officer. And so we have a map that allocates those beats. And so you just go there, you look at the map, you see what area you fall in, you click on that beat, and your beat officer's information comes up, his cell phone number, as well as his email address, and you can email him directly from there, so you don't have to worry about typing in the wrong thing. Just click on the email address, and you can email him or her, and they'll help you get started.
A photo comes up also of the handsome.
Now, I know PC Morgan represents the beat area for Washington Boulevard, who is just the silent lamb right here, but I'm going to get at him when we come back after these short messages, just to get an idea of what it's like. You're out there in the community, you're working in the Washington Boulevard area. What is it like being in that position, representing the Royal Cayman Islands Police, just intermingling with the residents of the area? What have you seen? What things to look out for? And any words of encouragement that you could give for other areas to get involved in their community. Everyone knows the sound of my voice, but everyone knows the role that I play within the Red Bay and Prospect community. Absolutely. And I've deliberately subdued that for this conversation to let people know we're not the only area that exists. I'm not here to blow our own horn. I have deliberately subdued because people know what we're doing. But I'm listening to you, and it's happening all over the island.
Absolutely.
How can we beef that up? So the more you hear Sabrina Turner and her group in Red Bay Prospect, the more you will hear about Belford, the more you'll hear about Washington Boulevard, the more you'll hear about the Windsor Park area, the more you'll hear about West Bay. Keep it locked to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz for more when we come back.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care. Now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
You may have heard of them by now. GreenTurtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, GreenTurtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. GreenTurtle.ky. They get there first.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz that is proudly sponsored by Green Turtle Cayman and Cayman Medical Supplies. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and our topic in this show today is where benefits of neighborhood watch programs. I am pleased to be joining me in studio Sergeant Pompey and PC Byron Morgan, who's the beat officer for the Washington Boulevard area, and I'm also joined by PC Jody Ann Powery, police media officer, talking more about the importance and benefits of neighborhood watch programs. Just before that break, I posed it and wanting to hear a little bit more, because he's been very quiet, from PC Morgan, beat officer for the Washington Boulevard. How have you found in your capacity as a community beat officer that the residents of the Washington Boulevard area have embraced what you're bringing to the community, and how involved those persons are within that area in combating and being our neighbors' keepers?
Morning again. Before engaging that part of the question, one of the first things I do as a police officer is to buy into the idea of community policing, see where it has its value, and after ascertaining that, yes, it is of great value not only to the police, but to the community at large, I am able to sell the idea with comfort. In selling this idea to the Washington Boulevard residents, I let them know that there are two things I look for, and that is history and future. The elders of the community, they are the history. And with their guidance, the youngsters, they are the future. For the future to exist, we have to let them become stakeholders at a very young age to say, this is our community. We own it. It's going to progress. And at the same time, we are going to secure the history, which are the elders.
Correct.
In doing so, the police job become easy because they not see you as a police, but they see you as a person with care. And as soon as you can let someone not see you as a police, but as a person who truly cares,
change that whole
then
perception.
The whole perception changes, and they're saying, let us work together. So the barrier of the we and the them no longer exists. It becomes us. One of the things I enjoy riding on is when I speak about the Prospect area to say, can you be envious of them? I want you to be, and say, I want to be like them. What can we do? And when we get there, how we maintain it.
Right.
At first, when I started the neighborhood policing of last year, I first saw myself as a newbie to it. But I said, I engage people every day. I've been engaging persons for the past 25 years. And by engaging them, this is community policing. So there's no change. It's just that you're now being specific in dealing with this area of policing. And it is an area where you're comfortable speaking to people, meeting people, greeting people, and say, let us work together in building the community, which, whether we want to believe it or not, we're all part of this community.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And the Washington Boulevard, they have bought into it.
Excellent.
And they are going towards it with guidance, with outside agencies, because if you show care, people will move towards where love is. And as long as you let someone feel appreciated with value, they then see themselves can excel and will do what it takes to get to that point.
Right. Excellent. And I think that's an excellent platform, an excellent way. It's one thing to constantly use, and we're proud, we're happy, speaking on behalf of the residents of Red Bay and Prospect, to hear that we're on the lips and the voices of other communities. That's good. That is one thing that we want to be infectious all 3 islands at the end of the day. But we don't want people to get that concept that exactly where we are today is exactly how we started. It takes a lot of manpower, a lot of love and dedication to maintain it. Must also to get your residents to have that belief in you. But it takes just one and a collaborative effort, and you continue at it, and eventually it will catch on. Now, when you look at, are you able to share with our listening audience what areas are experiencing even increase in burglaries? And how can residents start, again, to get these neighborhood watch? We would hate for it to get started because I was burglarized or my car was broken into.
Yeah.
How can we get persons more encouraged and motivated? It could even start with the early morning or afternoon walk.
Absolutely.
That's how it starts. You don't want it to begin on a negative note in every area.
Right. And what we've seen certainly over the Christmas holidays is the week before Christmas, there was a spate of burglaries and car break-ins in the Windsor Park area. There, I think, as between the 11th and 12th of December, there was about 6 vehicle break-ins and about 6 burglaries as well. And the week after Christmas, there was also 9 burglaries on South Church streets. And so the Georgetown area is such a busy area that I think our neighborhood officers have been finding difficulty just not meeting people as well as getting people to commit to having a neighborhood watch program in their area and to do that footwork, because unfortunately we can only facilitate the neighborhood watch programs. We cannot start it ourselves because it has to be a community-led project. And so we're just asking for people to just have build that relationship with our officers. Go on our website, look at them, get their contact details, reach out to them. They definitely do have a large area to cover. But if you initiate contact, they will be there.
I think another thing we need to actually promote is the fact that Neighborhood Watch does not have any prejudice with it. It doesn't matter whether or not you're a permanent resident holder, a born Caymanian, a Caymanian status holder,
you just
a
need
civil servant. You just need to have a love for your community. These beat
and
officers,
a need to feel safe.
Exactly. So we just don't want anyone to think, well, I'm not Caymanian, that I can't start it.
It can be anybody.
I'm glad you said that, because criminals don't pick and choose who they are going to burglarize.
Right.
Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're male, female, everyone needs to be involved. And I said before, which is a fact, some people only see it as an opportunity when they become victims of crime.
Yes.
And you preach to them every day, and it's always, I'm too busy with my personal life, I'm too busy at work. Soon as they become victim of crime, the first person they reached out to is the police.
Right.
We don't want to be reactive. We don't want to have to go and clean up something that has happened.
Let's be proactive.
We want to be able to be proactive. Go out there before it happened, so that we put something in place to either stop it or minimize it.
Right.
And just to add to what Sergeant Pumpy is saying, we also have a facility for you to share with us those things that can make us more proactive than reactive, because we now have a mobile app. And in our mobile app, we have a submit a tip function. And with that function, you can choose to be anonymous or you can choose to leave your details. It's up to you. But you can send pictures and you can send videos. And if it is safe to do so, do take a picture of a vehicle that has been passing by that you don't recognize from your community, that you think is suspicious because it's so darkly tinted you can't see inside and you don't know who it is. Take a picture of the vehicle, see if you can catch the license plate, just write it down in a submit a tip. Or if you see somebody in your community that you don't recognize, and they're behaving in a way that you think that you need to call the police, call the police. We prefer to check and not find anything than for something to have gone on and we were not aware of it.
Now, I have to go here. See something, say something, but
Absolutely.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them, meaning I don't trust the police. I remember when this whole community beat officer thing happened and it was evolving in the Prospect Red Bay area. There was, and this will resonate with me for the rest of my life, understanding how a neutral community, a resident in a community, can build the bridge between the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service and embracing what you do and respecting. The group, a household, didn't want absolutely nothing to do with the police.
What?
I cut off my stove one Sunday morning, cooking my Sunday dinner. And I jumped into the community car and I drove to the house. And I led in the front of the police in my orange shirt. And today, you would be floored at the relationship just by me as a common civilian. Bridging the gap. They could relate to who my family was. They could relate to where I'm coming from. They knew the role that I play. Obviously, they had that respect for me. And when I eased that community officer in there, now, and that's what we're doing as a community.
Absolutely.
Hence,
shout out to Chris.
We're in love with our community beat officer.
I know that.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't take a Sabrina Turner to do it.
No,
it can take that person to just walk and hold your hand as an agent. Because at the end of the day, the same blood that runs through your veins runs through mine. Just that you have a job to carry out.
And the only way for people to build any kind of trust in any relationship is through communication.
Exactly.
And so if you don't communicate with us, if you don't talk to us on a daily basis, if you don't reach out to us when you have an issue and see if we can help you, then there's no way that we can build that relationship. And I tell you what, last night I got a WhatsApp message from a lady, and she said, my nanny, she got a ticket yesterday, and it was for a large sum. And this is the first time that she was driving in the area, and she didn't recognize that it was a school zone. And she was going the normal speed limit, and the ticket was pretty hefty, and with her salary and everything, I don't think that she can afford that. I'm wondering, it's not that she's saying that she didn't do it. She knows that she recognizes that she is there anything that you can tell me that may help? And I said, well, you know what? I don't think that if the ticket is already issued, that she can get a reduction in the price or anything like that. But what she can do is go to the court and ask for a manageable payment plan with the court on the day that the ticket is issued for. And something as simple as that. And she was so grateful for that information because she never knew that was something that could have been done. They, people normally think that tickets are something that you have to pay
in full at the time
or before that date, or you go to jail or whatever the case may be. And it's just that sharing of basic information that built a certain level of gratitude and thus a relationship with a police officer. And that's something that you can have and that you can receive from any of our neighborhood officers or any of our police officers in the service. And so
I think the message, we want to push here is getting that confidence back that there are relationships that can be built with the RCIPS and your community beat officer. And long gone now are the days we're going to dispel of snitches get stitches. Keep it locked to the buzz for more when we come back.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies, free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
You may have heard of them by now. GreenTurtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, GreenTurtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. GreenTurtle.ky. They get there first.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, continuing our conversation about the benefits of Neighborhood Watch in our series of programs with the RCIPS that'll be coming on, I think, during the course of this year. There's an agreement. The RCIPS representatives will be coming on the Business Buzz and discussing various topics. When we can, we'll give you realistic stats and stats of what's going on within our community. But let's talk about as simple as of establishing a WhatsApp group or maybe another forum. How important and what a vital role that can play in neighborhood watching.
Oh, WhatsApp groups are so awesome.
Yeah.
With community policing. I know my supervisor, Jackie, she's on the Majal Close WhatsApp group, and the other day she sent me a picture that they sent in the WhatsApp group, and, we get that instantly.
Yes.
And, if you have a WhatsApp group for your community, make sure that you get your neighborhood officers on there, because when you send things in there, they're able to act on that so quickly because
Correct.
It's instant. Mm-hmm. It might be a lot for them, but they'll manage.
Communication is important.
I agree.
And gone are the days when, in order to communicate with people, you have to write them a letter.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many technologies available to us now. And one of the things I say at presentations, because I do a lot of presentations during Neighborhood Watch launching, WhatsApp group is very important. It's important for you to stay in tune with what is happening in your community. But some people take it a little far. Every morning, you find some people send these joke messages and these things, and that irritates me because it's going to do something that you don't like. One, there are persons in the group who are going to get irritated, fed up, and they don't want these messages. So what they're going to do?
Leave.
Exit.
And they're going to miss vital information.
Exactly. Two, you're the coordinator in the group, or you're the administrator in the group, and you decide this person is continuously sending these messages. I'm going to exit him. Or her. He loses on vital information. So we ask people, use your WhatsApp group for community purposes.
Only. I know they love to hate Miss Carrico and myself.
Yeah, I know.
Because we have removed, you would not believe.
Yeah, I know.
And we have been able to manage it. Now, over the Christmas and New Year's, we respect that as a time you want to exchange well wishes. Yeah. We allowed them, all the rain you could. But now, it's reality. But I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And some people love to hate us when we actually shut certain conversations down as well.
Yes.
But there's a way of being diplomatic. As an administrator of these WhatsApp groups, you send a caution before you even add them. And it's a simple cut and paste forward.
Yeah.
Once you give them the rules and regulations, then you add them to the group.
Yeah.
So there are means and ways of managing it, but I would hate to lose people who are not abusing the system with fuzzy bears and beautiful scenic pictures, and you miss that something major is happening, or a power outage that you may miss, or you never can tell.
Absolutely.
You know, so it comes with a bit of respect, and
for real.
you see yourselves, Ms. Carrico, and myself, Ms. Gay Marie Smith. Sometimes we feel that we're the mothers, where we leave the little children who are our residents to go on and go on and go on. And all of a sudden, you get a private message from Sabrina Turner or Sabrina Co. And then you see the conversation stop. Carrico. Yeah, you see the conversation stop.
Yes.
It's because we've done some management control.
Right. Behind the scenes.
And you would be surprised how people respect you for that. So it's not impossible, but it takes work.
In Boddentown, where we have 14 neighborhood watch programs going, each watch has its own WhatsApp group.
Yes.
And it's managed, by their coordinator, because that is something that they preach also. So we share information as in the police. We share information with them. They share information with us. Try to make sure that all the beat officers are part of each of these groups.
Right.
So that if something is happening where the information is shared on the group, they would know.
Right.
And we could always say, okay, this is something that needs to be handled by, let's say, the CID. Yeah, let's channel it that way.
Right.
If it's something that needs to be handled by FSU, let's channel it that way. And if it's something that needs to be handled by the shift itself, the patrol officers, it's a simple call, and that's how we operate.
It makes everybody's job so much easier, but because we're strapped for time, can you recap on the importance of neighborhood watch programs, and we'll get some contact details and how persons can get additional information on, be it starting a neighborhood watch or how they can actually continue or beef up their neighborhood watch programs?
Absolutely. Well, the most important point is just to get in contact with your neighborhood officer and start a dialogue with him, build a relationship with him or her, and just get a group of people together who are similar-minded and who want to feel safe in their community and who want to ensure the safety of their families, and who don't want to see crime and antisocial behavior plaguing their communities. And it is as easy as that, and the community officers will guide you from there. Just go on our website, and you'll see what beat you fall under and who's responsible for your beat. And I do want to challenge the community to building more neighborhood watches, especially in the Georgetown area and in the West Bay area. I know that Sergeant Franklin had some success with a neighborhood watch recently in West Bay, and that is extremely commendable.
Excellent.
And so I just want to say every community can have a Prospect community group or a Majal Close community group or a Snug Harbor community group. Any community can have that. You just have to be as dedicated as the people who are a part of those groups.
All right, and then closing, I'll say to take a stand against crime. Don't sit back and watch it happen and expect the police to solve it without your help. We are all one. Wherever you are, if you're interested in forming a neighborhood watch group, get the information from the police. You can call the Central Police Station 949-4222. They'll put you on to the relevant persons. If you're in Boddentown, 947-2220. And just reach out to the police. We are here to help you. That's our job, and we are going to do it. Let me just take this opportunity, Sabrina, to say thanks to the people in the Boddentown district, especially the officers on shift. They are a tremendous support to what we do in Boddentown. Excellent. Mr. Coleman has been one of our biggest supporters. Thanks very much. I will end by saying we cannot take the desire and ability from the criminals, but we can reduce the opportunity for them to commit another crime.
Hear, hear.
And coming from the Washington Boulevard community, there is one thing I go by, and that is people don't have problem. When you come to the police, you don't have problem. You have concerns. It is the police duty to deal with that concern. You only have a problem when the police cannot deal with it, and that will never happen. There are a lot of agencies who have come on board who are assisting with projects to make the life of the elderlies much better. We've been doing cleaning, we've been doing painting, we've been doing refurbishing, and one of our giant partners in all of this is DCI. And if this is the time I can say thanks, let me say thanks to them.
Of course. Thank you so much. And for all of those, the Red Bay Prospect Community Group has publicly stated here over the Christmas holidays, and we are willing to work along with your community beat department if there's a neighborhood or a community who wants to get it started. The executive have no objections. We have no reservations in assisting them in forming their group.
And that's one of the
so
things
by
that
all
we are
means,
looking
reach
at
out to
this
us.
year,
Yes.
To bring some of those experience group on board.
Yes, to assist in the other areas, to motivate and encourage. We are willing. Yeah. We're more than willing to assist them. We have stats. We have. We did a presentation. I was interested when you said about knowing the history and knowing the future. We did that. And building a community, they can also form a community emergency response team, a CERT team. So you can build on it. There's just so much tiers, so much benefits out of one neighborhood watch program that can come. It is indeed a pleasure. I think that you guys need to opt for a longer segment when we're going to feature you all, because these topics are very important, and we hope that by means of the conversation had here and the stats and that the information shared, that we will get additional persons interested more in their community for a better Cayman overall. It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We want to thank our proud sponsors, GreenTurtle.ky and Cayman Medical Supplies, for their continued sponsorship. Without them, it would not be possible. Susan, our producer, thank you so much. And to you, our loyal listeners, until Tuesday, I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. Have a safe and fabulous Thursday.
Radio Cayman. Cayman's newsroom. Headline. These are the biggest stories right now.